Hello, my name is Kevin Champion, and I'm going to do a presentation on Clostridium perfringens at a Wisconsin County jail. And my instructor is Professor Locascio, and this is microbiology. Let me start by telling you that C. perfringens is a ubiquitous spore-forming bacterium and a natural inhabitant of soil and the intestinal tracts of many warm-blooded mammals, including humans. C. perfringens food contamination is a common source of foodborne illness in industrialized nations and causes an estimated 250,000 cases of diarrhea annually in the United States. When food products are contaminated with C. perfringens, they're cooled too slowly or are reheated insufficiently, enterotoxin-producing vegetative cells can increase rapidly during the period when ambient temperatures range between 104 degrees Fahrenheit and 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Illness is caused by the production of enterotoxin in the small intestine after ingestion of food containing E10 to the power of 6 CFUs per gram of C. perfringens vegetative cells. Now, typical symptoms of acute abdominal pain, nausea, diarrhea occur 6 to 24 hours after eating contaminated food and are generally self-limited and last approximately 24 hours. As death goes in association with this, it's very rare for that to happen. Proper preparation and storage of food and cleaning and disinfection of preparation areas can effectively control foodborne illnesses caused by C. perfringens. C. perfringens is the third most common cause of food poisoning in the United Kingdom and the United States, though it sometimes can be ingested and not cause any harm at all. Clostridium perfringens, formerly known as C. welchi, is a gram-positive, rod-shaped, anaerobic, spore-forming bacterium of the genus Clostridium. Since C. perfringens form spores that can withstand cooking temperatures, if left standing long enough, germination ensues and infective bacterial colonies develop. Now, according to the CDC, beef, poultry, gravies, and dried or pre-cooked foods are perfringens infection. C. perfringens infections often occurs when foods are prepared in large quantities and kept warm at 20 to 60 degrees Celsius for a long time before serving. Outbreaks often happen in institutions such as hospitals, school cafeterias, prisons, nursing homes, or at events like where food is catered. At the Wisconsin County Jail, on August the 8th, employees noted among more than 100 of the inmates there signs and symptoms of nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Of those, there were 7 inmates seen that morning by the jail nurse. The jail protocol was implemented with at least 60 inmates where they were given bismuth subsalicylate, which is Pepto-Bismol. A series of steps followed immediately. The first was notifying local health department staff who suspected a foodborne outbreak at the jail. They launched an investigation which was assisted by the Wisconsin Division of Public Health and the local health department, who determined the outbreak was caused by eating casserole containing ground turkey and beef served at the evening meal on August 7th. Now, the jail houses a mixed population of genders of approximately 550 inmates, which is regulated by the local sheriff's department. The responsibility of handling the food procedures is directed by an independent contractor. They establish the menus, they provide the food ingredients, and oversee overall food preparation, which is all conducted by the inmates on a weekly rotating kitchen assignment. There's not an option for the inmates as to what's served on a menu, so all the inmates eat from the same menu, meaning they all had a choice of eating the casserole. On August the 8th, after review of the situation with the jail nurse, the Wisconsin Department of Public Health epidemiologists prepared a questionnaire to record inmate demographic information, including clinical signs and symptoms, time of symptom onset, and food consumption histories for all meals served on August 6th through 7th. Now, all the inmates, whether they were ill or not, were asked to complete the questionnaire on August 8th. Now, of 475 of those inmates on August 8th, 47% returned the survey. The responses varied to some degree, including some stating that the casserole had an unusual taste. Stool samples were taken from 6 of those inmates who tested positive for Clostridium perfringens enterotoxin. at 43,000 CFUs per gram of organism were isolated from a remaining sample of casserole. Now, an environmental investigation determined that the casserole was made with food items that were prepared and stored improperly. The company that distributes food to the jail routinely freezes and stores for up to 72 hours leftover food that is not served. Samples of the stored casserole served as the main course for the evening meal on August 7th were tested on August 12th for the presence of C. perfringens by the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Bureau of Laboratory Services. No other food items were tested. 43,000 CFUs per gram, which is quantified via dilution plate count of C. perfringens, were isolated from the sample of casserole on August 8th, and the Environmental Health Sanitation from the local health department met with jail kitchen supervisors and employees of the distribution company to assess food practices. The macaroni and ground beef in the implicated casserole were cooked the day before. After careful inspection of the cooler system, it was discovered there were insufficient practices in place to ensure proper cooling and of the food items. A noted vital step in the cooling process is to make sure that it was from 70 degrees Fahrenheit to 41 degrees, but there was no documentation to support any evidence of proper cooling and storage. The sanitarian recommended training kitchen employees on proper cooling processes and food history documentation requirements. The reuse of food items should only occur when records of proper documentation are available, and provided a fact sheet on proper food handling and preparation. The optimal temperature for growth of C. perfringens vegetative cells is 109 degrees Fahrenheit to 113 degrees. Therefore, it's important that rapidly cooling cooked meats to below these temperatures is very important. Thank you for taking the time out to listen to my presentation, and have a nice day.